We are live tonight from the Outer Rim in what is another glorious Monday morning, Cubs.
It's Saturday night for us, so it's still weekend for us, not weekend for you.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Rogue Actions. It is me and Cubs bringing you everything the holotables on Monday morning. And guys, it was an eventful week this week, right, Cubs?
I don't know. I was feeling like there's not enough going on. There's not much to talk about. Not much to get angry about, especially.
Everybody's very, very happy with this game, Cubs.
The state of the game is freaking phenomenal, dude. I've never seen this game in a better place.
For those of you guys that don't know, we got 3 topics on my channel, 3 topics over on Cubs' channel. If you want the whole video, you got to go check out both and do like and subscribe, right, Cubs?
And we will put the links in our videos this time. Can we vow to do that?
I got a guy yelling at me every week, Mr. Bones Balloons. He's like,
I got some yelling at me too.
Tag the video as Rogue Actions. I told him I'll put it in a playlist.
Pinned comment. Pinned comment.
Yes.
Okay.
Comment.
I commit.
Okay, guys. So the topics this week for my channel is the Legends Aftermath, the Duel, and Anniversary. We'll get there, guys. Let's start with the Aftermath of the Legends. And Cubs very awesomely put some scorched earth up there in our little thumbnail picture there.
Yeah.
Cubs, there is so much to unpack here. We could probably talk about this for 2 hours, but let's just keep it dialed in here.
Maybe we should. And 2-hour video. Let's go.
we could do a 2-hour video. Okay, I'm going to go with my initial reaction.
Okay.
I was kind of like, it wasn't the best event, but I put out a good stream. I had a good stream. We had fun with the whole, just kind of making fun of the whole rock, scissors, paper thing.
Right.
The clear-cut indication that Ray is vastly superior is very disappointing. We've never had a just legit meta Kylo. I think that's the most disappointing thing here is Kylo got the shaft once again. So what do you take away from the whole thing?
Well, a couple things. First of all, I want to piggyback off what you just said about Rey being vastly superior to Kylo, and I want to pump the brakes a little bit on that analysis because we still haven't seen much of Kylo in the wild with especially his ultimate ability, and so it could be that the ultimate ability just makes a huge difference in the tide of things. It could be that we don't know how to mod him yet. Modding Galactic Legends is very different than what we're used to because the speed is basically irrelevant. You can add 10 speed to them, and they're faster than almost every single character in the game, with the best mod sets you could put on those characters.
Right.
And so I think the jury's still slightly out, but yeah, it definitely looks like Rey's a lot better. The second thing is, I want to say I was really intrigued by your reaction to all of this, actually, because I was watching it, and I thought, wow, you know what? I feel like I am so much more spicy about this than Urza is. And Urza is like, I mean, if you're like the spice miner, you're doing runs all through the galaxy, hauling the spice out, just like our man Poe. And I actually talked to one of the Hall greats, Pills, about it, and he's like, you know what? I think Urza's just tired. And I went back and rewatched her reaction. I was like, you know what? I think Pills hit it on the head. And I feel the same way. I'm just tired of this dev team, man.
Okay, so here's my thing. Did I like the rollout? No, I thought it was pretty shit. But I feel like that's all I do is complain about this game and complain about more specifically Capital Games and Top Hat.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that's all I do with my channel now is complain about this game. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have fun with rock, paper, scissors. We'll get there. We're gonna talk about the duel here in a sec.
It's the best content ever, man.
Very fun stream for me because
I had some fun streams too.
I didn't study anything that had gone on during the day. I was running around trying to get groceries for the family, that sort of thing. And I just literally turned the stream on. I'm like, okay, guys, what are we doing? And it was very like crowdsourced abilities, and it was a lot of fun. So I don't know. But I know the sentiment with the whales. We talked about Pills, our friend, and it's like all these guys spent all this money, and we're expecting to get day one, and it's just like a few days later they got their their thing, and I don't know, man. Was it worth it? That's what I always wonder here. Like, a lot of the guys, I mean, it seemed like I listened to your video with the whales, and it seemed like everybody was kind of pretty lukewarm about the whole thing. So
Yeah, I think it's funny that you say you feel like you're so negative all the time. Like I've been there too with my channel. I feel like it's a cycle for me. Do you feel the same way? Where like I just react genuinely. I'm always reacting genuinely, and I reach a point where my genuine reaction is negative for a long time because they don't give you much to be positive about in this game, and I push against it because I'm not by nature a negative person. Like I go on the videos to have fun with the community, to have fun with the Cubs fam. You go on to have fun with the Hall, and you don't want to just sit there and be negative with your people. But the devs just make it hard. So I feel like it's this tug of just constantly getting burned over and over again. And I really wish that there was something that would happen. I mean, tell me this. When was the last time you saw CG do something where you just thought without any hesitation, wow, that's so good for the game?
I can't even tell you, man. It was probably some random Carbanti around Christmas break 2.5 years ago.
We're gonna get it us on my channel a bit, but that's why I feel like what you're saying I resonate with so much. And for me, I kind of get to these points where I'm just like, you know what? I just got to kind of accept things the way they are and focus on what I do love about this game. And it's all of you guys watching the videos right now.
Yeah, 100%. Our community's the best, Cubs, and we've talked about it every time. I will, Cubs, before we turn the page here, I will say the reason why I was, almost tired about it and just kind of just apathetic toward it was I accepted a long time ago that I wasn't going to chase this. When the moment they said Rose Tico, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not wailing on Rose.
I'm out.
So that was it for me. So I've had, when was that announcement? I was like a month ago.
Oh gosh.
I've had
which of the 50th forum posts was it?
Right. I've had a month to come to terms with this Cubs. So for me, it was very much like, all right, let's just do this thing as a community and let's have fun with it and whatever.
Yeah. All right. I can respect that. I respect that.
All right. So we're going to turn the page here a little bit and we're going to talk about the duel. Now, this is a highly controversial topic because a lot of people are pissed that 4 months of development, and I still believe this shit was done at the end of 2019. Still believe it.
Yeah.
And 4 months of development, and this is what they came with us: a rock, scissors, papers type format with 2 characters, a scene swapping back and forth, Kylo and Rey. I guess, okay, I have a speculation point here, but what did you think about the duel in this event?
I mean, I just, the biggest thing I thought about was I was picturing, it's kind of what led me to make that the Top Cash 2.0 video. But I was just thinking, like, how did this conversation go at Capital Games? And how did this get into the room where everyone's sitting there with their iPads, their dev iPads, or whatever the hell they test these things on? And how many people played it and thought, that's it. 4 months of build-up. This is what they're going to love. This is what is going to be worth a couple grand of investment. It just really blows my mind that there were people who saw that and thought that was fun content. It just blows my mind. So that's all I got to say for it. It's not fun. It's terrible. It's maybe one of the worst original things that they've brought to the game. It wasn't even original.
Contrast here, Cubs. Think about the Malik event.
Yeah.
Think about how well that was done.
Oh my gosh.
And that was under Carrie's watch, right? Malik was under Carrie, right?
Mechanics, strategy, thought process. Like what I loved so much about Malik was once you figured out the strategy, once it clicked, you went, oh, that's what I need to do. It was so satisfying to do it.
Yes, 100%, man.
I loved it.
You look at that and just those 4 Jedi there, those vessels for Malik to steal from.
Yeah.
And you look at rock, paper, scissors. And you can just, here's the spoiler, guys. You can just hit paper nonstop and you'll win eventually.
See, and that's why, for me personally, I said this in my rant video, that at this point, I'm not complaining about the cash grab. The cash grab is set in stone. If you're complaining about the cash grab at this point, where have you been? This is the kind of game it is. They're going to increase it. It's going to get crazier. It's going to feel more discouraging for free-to-play players, and that arc is just going to continue on going. I don't think it's ever going to stop. You got to accept it. And so I think I've personally maybe gotten to a point where that doesn't bother me as much as it used to. It still frustrates me, but you got to accept it at a certain point, right? What does piss me off is that with 4 months of effort into this game, this is what they produced. So, yes, I understand the cash grab is crazy, but the best they could come up with was this rock, paper, scissors duel when they've done things like Malik with, just amazing mechanics and super good strategy. In my mind, I just cannot, it just does not compute with me why they couldn't have put any effort into a semblance of a positive event, and they didn't. And so that's what makes me mad. And the ticket system is a whole nother part of this that just, a whole other part of this. Nother's not a word. I learned that once on a YouTube video. It just, anyway, I'm ranting at this point, but there's so much I could say about it, but it's not about the cash grab, it's about the effort. And it seems so obvious to me that this studio put a very pathetically low amount of effort into this event in this quarter as a whole.
Yeah. No arguments there. So let's just keep on the duel topic here. And I was thinking prior to us going live tonight with this video is what other duels can we expect to see? I think the obvious ones are Luke and Vader from Return of the Jedi and Obi-Wan and Anakin from Revenge of the Sith.
So is the question Galactic Legends?
Yeah, I mean, I guess my point is the duel mechanic that we saw with this event, I think you basically have to assume it's lightsabers only, right? And that would be Galactic Legends. So we're not going to see Galactic Legend.
What is the definition of the word duel? Does it imply? Let's see, duel definition. Does it imply sword combat? A contrast with deadly weapons arranged between two people in order to settle a point of honor.
Well, so here's the thing, right? Like the way the camera was moving back and forth between the scenes, maybe they won't be able to replicate that because that was a unique thing for Rise.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how are they going to do that with a blaster? Like duck and cover? Like, I mean,
yeah.
Have we seen
the way that they specifically set it up? It does, seem like sabers.
It would be like sabers only at that point, and that would lead us to believe that the next Galactic Legends would be the 4, right?
Let me give you a spicy take. How about CG? Don't bother. No, just don't do it again. It sucks. I don't want to see it again. How about that?
I mean, it seems like they would have a hard time doing it with the switching scenes and all that crap, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. All right. So that is the duel. We'll put a bow on that. And that's pretty much Legends, the whole aftermath. Let's just go to something that trickled onto our Reddit with Marvel Strike Force.
Yes.
Obviously considered the top competitor to our game directly. The code, I got to tell you, Cubs, there's always been that theory that the code was stolen from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I've heard this many times.
Yeah.
And I think there's got to be truth to that because I play that game every day now. And it's just so familiar.
Yeah.
It's just so damn familiar. So there's probably some truth to that.
Well, I've heard they even got some devs over there. I don't know how many, but I know one confirmed. I know one for a fact who has moved over there because he's the dev that we knew and work with.
Yeah. So it's okay. So they put today was the celebration for 2 years of Marvel Strike Force.
Yep. Congrats to Strike Force.
Yeah, congrats to Strike Force. Very fun game. I am a month and a half into my account, and I got this 2-year anniversary notification today. I got all my rewards, my power cores. It was like, it was just great.
Yeah.
It was like I was just pushing buttons and making progress for almost an hour, Cubs.
Yeah.
It was very satisfying. So I feel like they have gotten so lazy with the layups that they could have for every little thing.
Yeah.
And it's very discouraging because we talked about it before the call. We both love this game.
Yes.
But right now, when you see what Marvel Strike Force did and the feeling I got, the progress I felt, I feel nothing like that with our game.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything they can do to bring back,
yes,
joy?
There is. There's a lot that they can do. And here's what I think it comes to. I think it comes back to complacency. And let me give you a good analogy. I'll actually put myself on the spot here. Use me as an example. So I reached a point in my channel a while ago. I think a lot of creators get to this point where maybe you get to a creator's block or you just feel like what you're doing works. You don't really need to change anything. And
Right.
I reached this point, this was before I went full-time, where I started losing subscribers. And it scared the crap out of me. And
Right.
I had some pretty honest conversations with some patrons, some really top-notch members of the Cubs fam that support the channel. And a lot of them pointed out, they're like, you know what, Cubs, you're doing the same thing. You haven't changed anything. You haven't, like, it doesn't look like you're pushing to be better. And it hit me so hard that you cannot stop obsessing your quest for improvement. You can't do that. You can't allow yourself to be there. And so it was so good for me, and I think about it every day. You know, that's why I think a lot of you guys over on my channel, you've seen a lot of improvements on the setup, on, you know, tons of stuff that I'm obsessing over every day. It's easier to do it now. This is my full-time job. And I think that's something I love about you, Urza, and about the Hall, is I feel like that's something that you're really good at, is always obsessing over improving, over adding new things, over adding new funny gags, over, you know, doing all this new stuff. And that's what used to be great about this game. It felt like the devs were obsessed with bringing in new systems, obsessed with bringing in new fun mechanics, obsessed with bringing in new raids. And now it just feels like they have no desire to improve, listen to the community, listen to the content creators, or improve anything with the game. And that mentality will kill the gamers. It'll kill the game. It might be a slow death, but if they don't find an obsession with improvement, again, then this game will die.
I'm not even going to touch it, Cubs, because that is how I feel right now, and I think you just put a button on it. We, as content creators, we constantly are trying to get better.
Yeah.
It's no secret that for both of us, we want this to be our lifetime, you know, journey.
Yes.
To make these channels and make them successful.
May the stars align for us to make content until we die.
I mean, for me, I mean, it's very much the journey, and I look at Top Hat, and I feel like they're just sitting there, watching those relic numbers come in, and just
it feels that way. And you know what? Maybe they're not. Maybe there's something else, but how would we know? They don't communicate with us.
They don't communicate.
How can we see it any other way? So I hope we're right. You know what? I hope we're dead wrong. And I hope they took a full quarter or more, and they were obsessed over finding ways that they can improve their framework.
But just say it, Cubs. Just say it.
That's the thing, is all of this would be, if they could have just came to us and said, hey guys, we need to release new systems. We need to do, you know, this and that. We expect that by the end of the year, we can give you guys a crap ton of content if we take time to do it, but it's going to require a couple months of light content, almost nothing. Please bear with us while we take the time to work on that. We're working on stuff to make the game better forever. Would you be okay with that? If they said that, would you go, okay?
Yeah.
I would immediately. That'd be great.
Everybody has hope at that point.
Yes.
And you don't have like people just saying, well, why am I going to put money into this game anymore when they've done nothing to support it? You're just going off of no goodwill that they have. They've generated no goodwill. So
people aren't quitting this game anymore because of frustration with cash grabs. People are quitting this game because they're bored. That's an incredible problem to come to. I mean, I think that we've had points in this game where people quit the game because they're pissed, because of this, because of that. But right now, I would be willing to wager a bet that the number one issue, especially with heavy spenders in this game, causing people to leave, is sheer boredom.
I mean, okay, before we finish this up, Cubs.
Yeah.
Just think about how much money this game has made, and like any other game you played. Like any other long game as a service, basically, mobile game, like World of Warcraft is a great example. I know World of Warcraft is a huge development team, but I mean they've constantly evolved that. We've been playing the same raids for like 2.5 years.
And you know what? You know what's so amazing to me about it is look at the community they've got, man. Look at how much money they've brought in, and how much this group would explode with excitement. I mean, with Galactic Legends, the most, ridiculous piece of content we've received as a capstone for a quarter ever, right?
Right.
How much attention has been on our videos over this? How excited has the community got for something that's inherently not exciting at all? Because it's something. Imagine if they started pumping out legitimate content systems for everyone to enjoy. Imagine what this community would do with, like, they've got, it's like you've just got this starving group of people. Just make them ramen freaking noodles.
Right.
We'll take it. I'll take the ramen. I'll take the freaking Pizookie. I don't care. Whatever you can give us. And instead, they just make us watch the top 1% eat something that is pretty much poop.
Unattainable. Yep. I just wondered, I mean, this is just total random speculation. If they announce a new mobile-based Star Wars game tomorrow, what would happen with this game and what would happen with this community?
Oh, man, I don't know.
I guarantee people, spending would be done in this game. And if it was something that was a game as a service where you're doing collection, you're doing dailies, it would just be the end of this game.
Yeah.
I just wonder, like, if people had one alternative, one that was Star Wars, what would happen?
I think this is a game, Galaxy of Heroes. Now, there could probably be a lot of devs watching this. I know this video's going long, but I think this conversation's worth it. I think this conversation is worth a long video. I hope you're okay with that.
Yeah.
But maybe there's devs who would just be like, if you don't know what it's like over here. Probably. Okay, fine. But the way I look at this is Galaxy of Heroes, the way this game is, the way this community is, this is a game that could be around for 10 plus years. More. If it was just given the attention and respect it deserves. And right now, it is a testament that it is that kind of game, that the community is sticking around like they are through this.
Yeah. I mean, one of the barometers, I mean, as a content creator, one of the barometers I use is for the health of the game.
Yeah.
I get a lot of friend requests. I'm sure you're the same way. Like, whenever your ally code's on screen, like 50 messages of friend requests.
Oh,
right?
gosh, yeah.
And sometimes I'll see them trickle in, just like, oh, how do they find my ally code?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this guy clearly did some work to get my ally code. So then I'm like, you know what? I'll throw this guy a bone. I usually take 30 seconds and I go through my ally list and I'm like, okay, it's deleted here. No one, and I look to see like who's logged in.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, that's who's going to get deleted. And usually I look for the guy that's like a week, 10 days, 3 days, 4 days. And no one, all these random people who send me, ally requests, cool, thank you guys. None of them are more than a few hours.
Yeah.
So engagement is still there despite all the flaws. Imagine what it could be if they actually cared.
And I think that therein lies why, like, people tell me a lot of times when I get negative, like, Cubs, don't get so negative. This is why I get negative, because it hurts, man.
Yeah.
It hurts to have a game like this, a community like this get treated. It just hurts me that they get treated this way. It hurts.
Yeah. It's 100%, man. So, all right, guys, I know this is a long one. We're gonna continue the conversation over on Cubs' channel.
Yes.
We got 3 more topics over there, the meme of the week, tier 4 through 6 on the event, and apathy for the devs. We will continue the conversation over there, guys. I'm issuing the evacuation code signal. Good night from the outer rim, everybody.
See ya, Hall.